was there one scene in when you read it that first made you go, no, I got it? Was there one scene?
Well, the scene that I think for me really clicked, that it started as, aside from the ending and everything, the human component, for me as an actress, what was really exciting and different was that it was totally different than anything else I had ever done. I've done comedy, I've done sitcom, I've done, a bunch of different stuff that is not like this. And the scene that really struck close to home for me as a white girl was sitting at home with my family and for the first time possibly recognizing racism in your own father and in your own, like, being, not that I've recognized racism in my father, but the idea that some of us go around really blind to racism, that if we don't experience it, we don't think it exists. And I've definitely been one of those people. I was definitely one of those people who thought, well, racism, although not gone altogether, but racism is, we've come a long way. That was my mentality, just because that's been my experience. That's what it seems to me, because nobody's talking about it as much anymore. And when I read it, and I was like, wow, I probably just don't have my eyes open. And when I really looked inside myself, I knew that was true. That I've just been turning a blind eye and not getting involved because it doesn't affect me alone, but we're all together. We all need to protect each other, and not speaking up is just as bad as being a violent or racist person. And I wanted to help get that message.
Opportune time was a film like this trying to get invested in distribution.
Absolutely, and I mean, my reaction was, unfortunately, it wasn't complete shock, because there were a lot of things in his past that were pointing pretty much, that his mindset was a possibility. The thing that I do think is really great about it coming out is that I think there are so many more people, owners, teams, just so many more people that feel the exact same way and say the exact same things in the privacy of their own homes or with their friends and their family, maybe even not in privacy. And I think it's just that they've been protected for some reason. And now that it's been out, I hope that nobody's protected from that anymore. We need to have that discussion all the time.
Speaking of that, there was an episode on English World Time where English World said something about a paper, and it was called How to Be Black, around a bunch of
White friends, yeah.
And I noticed that as I got older and I watched this more critically than just jokes, they slide in commentary about society here and there. Do you feel like there is shows, kids shows should be more
acknowledging of what's really going on? Yeah, I absolutely do. I think it's important. One of the things that I loved, and that our executive producer and a lot of other people really loved about Boy Meets World, is that it was one of the first shows that had an interracial teenage couple, but never mentioned that. It was never mentioned that it was like, oh, you're gonna date a black girl. It was just that he fell in love with this girl, and they were together, and it wasn't talked about because it wasn't important to us. It was we loved her as a person, and so. But normally there would have been a very special episode where one of our known white
chorus is down.
Right, exactly, and it just wasn't that way.